protecting family farms and ranches for over 130 years. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska understands the hard work and dedication of Midwest agriculture. Experience customized coverage backed by personalized service and unmatched financial strength. Keeping your insurance local just makes sense. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a free no-obligation quote. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Oh, Coach, let me see that.
This is the Farmers Mutual of Nebraska postgame press conference for the Class B state champion Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. 3 in a row. First time that's happened in Class B since Wahoo from 1988 to 1991. This is a football, boys basketball championship sweep for the school, a girls basketball and boys basketball sweep for the school. Coach Juergens, if you would start with some general comments about the game.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, hats off to Scottbluff on a great season. They have a great young team and have a bright future. They came out of the gates raring to go, and they can offensively. They're scary, and the Kelly kid is scary player because he's can do so much for them, and he creates so much for them. But I thought, obviously points in the paint were huge. Going in, we thought our size would be a factor, could be a factor, and I think late in the game we wore them down a little bit, and that helped us, stretch the lead in the fourth quarter. But ultimately for us, it comes down to defense, and some of the stops that we got early in the fourth quarter were allowed us to also stretch it, and I think that was the difference in the game.
Did you have Eddie on Kelly most of the time?
We did, and we did the first time too. He did a really good job the first time. And then Carter Wissink came off the bench and gave us some real good minutes on him. He's a real athletic guard who usually takes the other team's best offensive player when Eddie has to come out of the game, and he was in a little bit of foul trouble. So I thought, however many minutes Carter played, his 10-11 minutes, especially defensively, and he had a couple takes to the hoop that were big for us, but defensively he really helped us when Eddie had to come out of the game.
Questions, Baz?
How much, the way they play offensively, how much does it help having seen them earlier in the year, just so you have an idea of what Kelly can do and some of those other guys can do and how to defend them?
Yeah, it does help because when you play 3 days in a row, and especially like playing last night, there's just not a lot of prep time, and so it was nice knowing that whoever we had played before, and so you already have a scouting report. You already know kind of what people do. And then, you've seen them live, but you watched a lot of film on them. You see kind of what they do to people. And, the game plan the first time I thought, worked pretty well. You're never sure what they're going to do, how they're going to change up, whether you're going to see a different defense or they guarded Brock with the Kelly kid quite a bit tonight. And, that's tough for him because of the size, but he's also really athletic, and it's hard to get post touches because he can work around in there too. And so we tried to do a little bit more ball screening and then take advantage of the height, in a rebound scenario.
Matt?
Yeah, for the players, I mean, you heard the list of just how rare this is to three-peat and the success that your schools had this year. What does it mean to you to finish your high school careers off in this fashion with winning another one?
I mean, finishing it off, as a senior, it means a lot because you have a lot of the pressure on you, and we couldn't have done it without our coaches. I mean, the way they prep and the way they push us and the way they hold us accountable. I mean, there's no other coaching staff like that in the state. So having them by our side and, always teaching us and helping us, we have competitive guys. So when you have all that, you can come together and you can win championships.
Okay, over here.
That was my question.
Okay. Clayton?
Just coach, the same question, it's difficult enough to win one, but to win three in a row, and as we heard in decades, what does that mean and what does that say about this group?
It's like what I said in there. Each one is its own journey, and they're all very difficult. The ball's got to bounce your way a little bit too. I mean, the putback last night was big to get us here. You hope you learn from certain things throughout the season. I mean, we got that one last night, but we had 2 threes hit on us at the buzzer to lose games this year. And so, wake-up calls throughout the season and learning moments throughout the season and building a schedule that's, difficult, challenging, even if it means a couple losses. And you got guys coming in late from football, which we love because, that means they're winners. But you might have some learning moments, early in the year, and then end up the 4 seed. And we're not trying to win them in December. We're trying to win them in March. And so, we have been the 1 seed a couple times, but we've also, I think this is our 3rd time winning it as the 4 seed. But like I said in there, it's consistency among our program. It starts with players who are bought in and they work hard and they're committed. I mean, some people are like, well, how do you get your players to do this? And it's like, well, we tell them to do it, and they do it. And so, whether that's in the fall or whether that's in June or whether that's coming in an hour before shoot-arounds to shoot, the guys that came before them laid that groundwork. And, I have the best coaching staff in the state. Dylan's right. I've been doing this for 12 years, and it hasn't changed much in 12 years. We've had a couple retire, and they couldn't stay away long, and they had to come back. And so that with our administration and our community and our families, our wives, this is a hard profession. And we, especially doing it 12 months a year, it takes all those people to have this type of success. So it's a lot of people who have a hand in it, I guess is the short answer.
Brock, how do you and George complement each other, match up against each other, and how much has he improved?
We match up really good. Like, we're both good at, certain things. And then he's also improved by so much. Like, last year when he came in as a sophomore and I was a junior, there was areas where he needed to improve on, and he definitely got a lot better throughout last season. And then this off season and fall, during the summer, he was just working hard, and he definitely got a lot more athletic and a lot better.
Jacob? Bass?
For any of you guys, you come off such an emotional game last night, you hit the buzzer beater. How do you kind of get past that and get ready now for a state championship game? Was that difficult for you guys to move past that, or how'd you kind of handle that?
Well, the same thing happened last year with Crete, where we just had to get back in the locker room, get our bodies right. It's really hard on our bodies 3 days in a row, especially the fight last night that we just got to move on, next play, next game. We just got to have our guys ready.
Matt?
Brock, you end your high school career like this. Obviously, you're not going to be done playing competitively, but what has Skutt meant to you? What has this done to prepare you for the next level, and just how are you going to look back on your time as a Skyhawk?
It's meant everything to me, just having a great coaching staff and having Coach Jurgens just pushing me every single day. Even in school, he was my teacher, and he would always be pushing me in the classroom. And then it's just great always having him. If I ever slack off and stuff, he'll always just get on me to work harder and stuff.
Yeah. I can say this too. Being the player that these 3 guys are, they could, they could kind of feel entitled, but they are the most coachable kids. And the fact that, you got all-state players up here, football, basketball, and what they did last year, but they let us coach them hard. And they never, and they accepted it, and it was always yes, coach, or yes, sir. And when you can do that, it sets an example for the young kids. And, okay, if he's going to get on these guys, then we got to step up our game. But their commitment ultimately on the defensive end is, to me, what made this whole thing happen, because we were talented offensively, but their commitment defensively changed this year. And we track keeping teams under 50. And, I think we did it 19 times this year because we feel like if we can win a lot of games. And I told them, that's close to the highest we've ever had. And last year in the middle of the season, our defensive numbers were nowhere near where they had been the previous 5 years. So for these guys, they said it laughingly in there. Did you ever think that we were going to be this type of defensive team? Or, hey, coach, are we the best defensive team? They want to know. But they put themselves in the conversation, and that's another reason why I feel like we're sitting here.
Okay, congratulations, Omaha Skutt Catholic Skyhawks, Class B state champions, 3 in a row. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.